What's up? Welcome. Leia just came down the stairs. Leia is a cat and I am Leah. Honestly, our personalities are like super similar, but our physical bodies are way different. Obviously, she's a kitty and I'm a human. I wish I though could be like a kitty cat. It's okay though. I'm born a human being, as I am. And you are too, as you are. Welcome to today's video. My name's Leah. I am going to be your collective tarot and oracle reader. I am going to quickly put on some lighting, realizing it's a little bit dark in ways where I want to illuminate, baby. So we're going to be illuminating you in ways where before you felt shame for being naturally a certain way, where others are like, oh my God, that's extravagant. You're like, no, this is just me naturally. So we're going to get you accepting who you are, baby. All right. And with this, my intention is for the future, as you continue after the video, you're going to have more of an optimist, prime, optimal, optimistic way to be. Okay. Try to say that 10 times fast. If you can, give yourself a little treat. See, look at this kid. Stars in the sky. When I see Leia, she's like, hey, meow. And I'm like, what's up, Leia, meow back. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Though I do have an incense right beside y'all. Let me look actually at the incense. I'm all over the place, but we're gonna get there. Together forever. So there's something about this whole concept of forever, okay, and time, and how we as human beings individually, we're like, we don't have enough time. Let me tell you something. It exists, period. It's always going to exist, period. And it always will. And we, on the other hand, won't. While we're here, while we have time, it's what we do while we have time that really, like, that's the cherry on top. Let me tell you something. That's the catch-22. It's this worrying, right? It's totally reasonable. I understand. I see how you're getting to that point because you went through SHIT and now you have to come out and look at it as gold, GOLD, right? That gives me a really, really great thought process as I keep doing this. So this whole concept when it comes to gold is there's the gold gem, okay? And then SHIT, okay? So the SHIT is what you got previously in different relationships, connections, where you now have learned how to set boundaries so that you yourself can heal a lot more naturally with wounds that were created from past relationships. I'm getting specifically, y'all, romantic. Ugh, I am so with you. I have now my imaginary... This is like if I was like a mime. Is that what it is? A mime? Someone who does like gestures but doesn't speak. So basically for me, when I'm at like a stoplight and I'm just debating on my life, like, yo, I go through the rabbit hole and then somehow I end up in outer space. I don't even know. Okay. But here's the thing. It's something about when you're given time to contemplate. Catastrophe 101, baby. You could be the professor, okay? You could be the professor of catastrophe. Same. And there's something where it's also a superpower if you can get your perspective right. The catastrophe is also something of, I'm getting exuberancy, like, whoa, instead of wow. Like it's that drawn on where people are like super into what you're about. It's that drawn on. And so there's something where this whole thing is how it is you set up every single day. And this is where every single day we have like the same amount of time It's where we use it differently. That's what counts. And let me tell you, I want you today to do something different. Give yourself a little nudge of courage. Oh my gosh, I was literally sitting at church. I was like chilling by the plants. You know what I mean? You could call me the plant gal. You know what I mean? The grass gal. You know what I mean? I love me some green. I need that money, but also I love it because I can smell a lot better. You know what I mean? Plants be clean in the air. And so for me, I like to really spiritually cleanse with the plants. It's so nice because I'm also by the sun. Anyway, there was a little kid, a little human, super young. Like, I'm also not someone who has ever really been around kids. Like where with my family, I'm kind of the baby of the family, and I think I've held one baby before. So it was interesting because the kid came up to me and on its own, and it even was like looking at my bracelets that I have on, and it was like fascinated about it. And when I say it, I don't know the gender, so the kid, you know what I mean? The kid, I won't say it, you know what I mean? That's probably, that's not, you know what I mean? The kid. See, I'm not really used to children, so I really don't know the appropriate, like, way to, you know, instead of my X-rated talk, it's like G-rated talk, you know what I mean? Not making the innocent so not innocent, anyway. So, there's something though about how it's for you when you do courageous stuff, no matter how old you are, no matter how many years you've lived, what it is you are giving your inner child that little like appreciation for oneself to do the courageous act. It's something where it is of the unknown in way of you doing something new. And it's not something that's not natural. It is natural for you, but it's something where before people have just made it really uncomfortable for you in the way that they were. And so now it is that you have to work in way of getting yourself to a point where you're like, okay, this is me. All right. This is me now. Right. Because there's something about how courage is a natural thing, but it's like deemed in a way of shameful where before it was like you did it as a kid, right? Whatever this thing is. And it might be something where you were told by others that it's not okay when it is okay, but it's something where you have to manage it on your own, where it's in harmony, all right, within. And it's something where you have to legitly, mindfully be aware of your, I'm getting emotional, body and the beliefs that your thoughts are being backed by, if you will, where your beliefs can backstab you. Like, I don't know if you realize this, but your beliefs totally can contradict a very natural way for you to love another. And it's from the guilt, shame, fear-based mongering that others try, where their ego and their selves are so intimidated by another in a way of another accepting oneself compared to the other who isn't accepting oneself. And you can tell by how other people will speak up and contradict, if you will debate other people's opinions of life, when the whole kind of thing with opinions is it's only for one's own self and not like everyone, you know what I mean? Like, what is useful for, you know, basically, what is the use of another person's opinion? You know, what does it do for you? It's something where you have to, depending on your religious practice, spiritual practice, even like people who are atheists still have belief-based systems. So that's what it is, okay? So a belief-based system, it works for you, where it helps your opinion with life get a lot more harmonious. It's something where it's like a really great, you know, like Santa Claus checking his list 3 times, you know, sometimes you might get a little perverted, all right? Santa, like Tiger Woods totally had more hoes than Santa Claus. Okay, there's some joke about that when I was a kid. Let me tell you, I was like when I was a kid, I went to school like in the country, and then as a teen, I went to school in the city. So I have this really interesting humor, if you will, where it's like humor in the country and then humor in the city. And they're so different that I'm kind of like, oh, my humor. So something where it's like kind of like that for you as a kid. It was like a very interesting flip-flop where all of us have some different flip-flop, whether it's in our family, in our friends kind of thing, in terms of belief-based system. That's what I'm getting. So it's something where you have to challenge yourself really to be able to find the enthusiasm again for yourself in way of life, in way of how can you get your belief-based system to be a lot more Optimus Prime, opportunity, optimal, optima. All I can think about is Optimus Prime. That's funny. But also opinion, right? It's useful for one's own self. What I can do and what I can say about life itself is just coming from myself to you. All right. So that's the same with you. You are no different than anyone else, no matter what you have on the outside, inside of us, how we function as individuals. We are intelligent, but we have to use it in a way where it is intelligent. All right. And like no one, okay, intelligence is not something, in my experience. Now, this is my opinion. But my experience with intelligence and how I really gain it is through this awareness of self in the now and how you mature like instantaneously, where you're like, oh, and realize that you will fumble the ball. Like every single footballer has fumbled the ball while they be playing. Every rugby player. I used to do rugby in college. Let me tell you what my position was, hooker. And no, I've never done that as a profession, okay, rugby or otherwise, but props and very safe, sending safe vibes to all hookers around the world, okay? Safety first, my friends. Money second, safety first. That's for me and my motto, like in general, not for all hookers, like, well, of course for all hookers, but all people in general, all hookers, everyone. Hookers are human beings, you know what I mean? Like everyone's a human being. And there's this really interesting thing I've noticed where a person's job is for some reason like almost like tattooed in someone's like understanding of personality. You know, understanding of placement in life. Okay, hold on. These two. Oh, Luke's getting crazy too. I have Luke and Leia. Yes, like the siblings. And no, they've never done anything like that. That's gross. No, but they fight all the time. That's Luke. You see him? Look at that beautiful boy. Look at his, oh. We'll keep that down. He's so cute, little baby. He's the youngest. And then Leia is his sister. And then we have Lucy also in the house. So he's like the boy. He's like the only boy cat, you know what I mean? So there's something about that also where it's something of you, how would I put this? You have a really interesting balance in terms of who you're going to end up with in way of destiny, okay? We have to align you first so that you get to this place, all right? I'm going to put you up here. We're going to move you here. I really hope the sound is better. I'm hoping that it didn't mess with it, but it could have. So there's something in way where destiny is totally how it is you choose to discern, if you will, discipline, decide, you know, in the moment. And everyone's like, I don't have any control of destiny. Yeah, you do. Don't make me slap you with the truth. Sorry. All right, let me get back to the G-rated. You know what I mean? For the kids, right? See, this is the thing. It's so interesting in a way where for the kids, for the future, when it comes to pride. Now, I don't know why, but if I am talking to any like parents out here, okay, here's the thing. Your pride doesn't matter when it comes to being a parent. Period, point blank. Now I'm not a parent. Like, I have chosen to wait. I'm sorry. I'm such a kid inside yet still. I'm still maturing. You know what I mean? In my body, physically, I'm like 5'2", like 130 right now. We're working on eating, getting better with that. We got a little working on eating habits. You know what I mean? Getting a little more mature in that way. But there's something about for you, yourself, no matter what age, as a parent, the whole role is a privilege. It is not something connected with your pride. It is not something connected with who you are as a person. This is something where it's a gift in of itself for you to experience watching an individual grow. Okay? Like, for me though, my experience with growing from childhood to adulthood has been traumatic, okay? I come from abuse, and it's not something that is intentional. It's something where it was from conditioning, where that was discipline. Now it's seen as like abuse. Now it's seen where I have borderline personality disorder, because there's a lot of things where if you don't talk about it when it comes to family stuff, it's going to be assumed in way of the kid growing up to be an individual. Now, of course, we all have our own opinions of parenthood. Of course, stress. Of course, you guys, it's like a third job. Like, it's however many jobs you have, okay? This is how I see parenthood. Is in of itself, it's like this inner child work. That's like also kind of like parenthood also, where you're like also working on your inner child with your children too. Like, it's like you're raising yourself while you're raising your children. That's what I mean. Now, of course, you have your opinion of parenthood. Your experiences are valid AF, 1,000%. And I bow down to your knowledge and experience, okay? Not contradicting any kind of beliefs, opinions of parenthood in way of the struggles. Like, in way of like the struggles with the abuse and the abuser, he also was going through stuff, and it was passed down through generations, and it's not like it's no big deal. But I myself have chosen to hold up. Like, I'm 28 and I could have had a kid, but luckily I didn't. Because now when I'm working on my issues, I was like, going from like immature to mature with my emotions and handling them. Oh my gosh, do I cause some scenes that I'm like, that's so funny. Like, I can't help but laugh now, because I understand more that it's not about judging yourself when it comes to what happened in the past, of how you acted and handled your emotions. It's literally in the now of how you can like admit to like defeat, if you will, for some like whatever kind of place and way of you messing up, and the way of you believing, more than anything, believing, okay? In way of with the sun, this I'm getting is related to whatever your sun sign is in your birth chart. It's totally going to tell about how you also will handle confrontation. I would look into that. But here's the thing with your birth chart, okay? Now, if you have a closed mind when it comes to this, just open it. Don't make me pry open any door. I will get through any door that needs to. Because you need to see within what you bring out to the world in way of projection. It's okay when you go through different experiences in life, you are going to go through handling your emotions differently. When it comes to someone who is older, like an elder, compared to a child, not of a difference in intelligence. It's a difference in experience, in the way that one handles life. And it's the number of times that one goes through literally day by day, where people do unfortunately die at a very young age. Where I myself, y'all, this is my personal info, okay? Where I've had a lot of actions of ending my life at like 11. Like when I really started to self-harm, and I've been going through working on it in way of suicidality and trying to find a way to cure myself, if you will, of this, where I myself, okay, when I grew up going through the abuse and coming out in a way where I really resented myself, I learned that it wasn't me resenting myself. It was resenting the treatment that happened where other people chose to do what they do. And when I because personally, I am right now guiding with God, if you will, and he's helping me, if you will, God's helping me get to a point of forgiving. All right, forgiving a lot of beliefs, if you will, where it's kind of like I let the past pain outshine the present, if you will, perfection in the moment, where everything is perfect as it needs to be, as it can be, as it should be. And this is something where it's allowing you to settle and forgive the trouble of the past, where it, for me, I don't know with my story, like with my journey, if I'll ever be able to come back to my family, because there is something about how when time and when you yourself choose to procrastinate on deciding and doing things differently in way of you yourself, it sends like this personal kind of wavelength outside of you, like a projection, and it's this internal, more than anything, belief in with the seventh chakra, Archangel Uriel. There's something about beliefs being huge in way of what pushes you forward. So there's something where it's matter in way of bringing up, if you will, taboo, shameful things before that made people uncomfortable, and allowing yourself to, when you do bring it up with others, like for me, I personally don't have issues in way of bringing up my suicidality, bringing up self-harm, bringing up going through rape, going through sexual assault, going through abuse, having mental disorders that developed from trauma. I have so many different things that I've gone through that is important to speak about and is important to share with others when you get to a point where you yourself have these beliefs that really back up why it's important to illuminate and outshine in way of social taboos, where this is way for us as a society to move and evolve in a way where the future for kids to be a lot more feeling safe in way of speaking up, in way of trusting in turn, because when it comes to the future, the kids now will be the adults of tomorrow, will be the leaders of tomorrow. And how incredible will it be if we ourselves can acknowledge ourselves as individuals, adults now, and letting the kids, your kids, see you, right? Okay, imagine this. You accepting your past. You're like, man, it's been SHIT, kids. All right, here's the thing. I'm going to get a membership at Gold's Gym, and y'all are going to watch me transform my mindset, because this is what's so cool about the gym. I'm such a huge gym, right? Like, I'm a gym brat, okay? I'll be wearing my fucking brat ass. I be wearing my brat lipstick. Like, I love red lipstick, okay? It's not anyone's blood, if anyone's wondering. If it was, it would be my period blood. I'm sorry, that's so TMI, but that's so funny. I'm sorry. Anyway. A true warrior. Anyway. So imagine now, right? Instead of people, kids younger than you that would like see you acting in shame, they see you acting in acceptance, right? Of what before might have seemed shameful to like talk about. Now you talk about it in a way, or when you do talk about it in a way, it's when you can have your emotions handled. This is the coolest thing, because beliefs are always able to be changed by you anytime, instantaneously. This is where the miracles are all about, y'all. So this is something where you yourself changing up your beliefs, if you will, around whatever it is in the past that makes you feel as though it was out of control for some reason. For some reason, you were part of the chaos. Okay, this is where it's the catch-22, is you weren't. You never were. No one is ever part of the past, all right? Not in the way that you think it is. The past is there as a reflection and way of where you were, and not in turn of where you're going. In turn of the future, you're always moving forward, okay? And you're always allowing yourself to feel in harmony, in control. That's where it is. That's the coolest thing that I've discovered in the now with mindfulness. Mindfulness is when you have the awareness. At least, okay, so my definition of mindfulness, I'll say this, is you're able to find the awareness of everything around you and be in flow, if you will, choosing you, but also choosing to be in harmony of outside of you. It's something about when you feel the friction of others, to go within, to forgive and weigh previously, kind of how it is where you have to contradict yourself too. A sign of a true leader is one who can admit to their faults. I mean, I'm not trying to say that I'm like a born leader, but like, please, let me lead you. But really though, if you want a good shepherd, it's not that the shepherd finds. The shepherd doesn't need to find the sheep. No. The shepherd just goes and finds the sheep. That's it. Doesn't need to do anything. The shepherd's like, I don't know, my sheep, come back here. Come back here. So there's something about you yourself are your own sheep. You yourself are your own shepherd and sheep. Where every sheep is a shepherd. And every shepherd is a sheep. You know what I mean? So there's something where all of everyone in whatever kind of, I'm getting, spiritual, religious organization that you are part of, you choose to be part of in whatever kind of moment, because also, like, you can always go to different religious groups, organizations, spiritual organizations, groups, in order to support your own spirit. Okay, y'all? Like, you yourself individually reflect spirit, reflect the spiritual side, however it influences you. And your emotions, like, that's a huge gateway. Like, you be angry, you be acting in anger. Yeah. Samey. And guess who's influencing you? Any entity that loves to support in the anger, you know what I mean? Where it's like emotions are so interesting in vibration, how you can raise and lower your vibration depending on what it is that you behold in within you. And let me tell you something. Okay, my borderline personality disorder. Whoa, bro, I be holding on to my rage to a point where, like, it gets pretty scary for me when I go in my, like, Harrison Ford Red Hulk, like, around my period. I mentioned my period blood. Around my period, y'all, I rage my ASS off. I'm like werewolf, Professor Lupin. You know how he's like locking himself up in a room or whatever? That's me. You know how he has scars all over that? That's me. That's me. I punched a wall where I was like, You know what I mean? I was like denting the wall with my fists, that kind of rage. So there's something about within you yourself is such a passionate connection. This is also where pure is something very, very important for you to be aware of, is your connection with your emotions is super pure. Okay, this is where it doesn't have outside influence and it's just your own. It's something the way that you perceive reality in of itself is you kind of have this in the future. So many members of society will be following the way that you see and perceive life. It's like you're a leader already, and it's something about it just kind of feels right for you, or it's just not it's like an internal feeling, an internal belief-based system where you yourself are able to handle outside chaos, you know what I mean, where you yourself can have a calm, cool head when so many around you are raging. Oh man, driving wise, y'all, I have to practice. So like when I am going through my red Hulk stage, like with my period, because like guess what, I get it every month. Oh my God, Jesus, take my wheel, take it from my hands, Lord have mercy. That's what I mean. every month, y'all, I'm like, oh Lord. And my period started when I like legitly started my kind of belief-based system around self-harm and suicidality, hilariously enough. You know, I mean, looking back, I'm like, that's an interesting connection. So it's something about the more that you're able to realize what happened in the past is no big deal, in essence of how you handle now. Because really, like, I totally get it where you want to rage the F in way of betrayal. You have been by other people who chose to do what they chose to do. You didn't choose that for them. You didn't do anything in way of how they wanted to handle their business, which apparently they were handling your business. No. Like, what business is it in terms of how another beauty is for another beauty? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You know what I mean? Like, let's get successful out of this, baby. Because it really is, I just feel it, how you handle is in the current now, outside chaos. And it's this thing where it's random, you're not thinking it's organized. And it's something where watching and observing is crucial. Allowing opinion of you to judge outside is also needing to be released, forgiven. That whole thing. False twin flame, intense change. So this is something in way. Also, I'm going to look at the cards because these are new deck, y'all. Look, twin flame, ascension, take me home, oracle deck. Let's get it. Oh, excuse me. Also lit, emotional release. I can't myself. Okay, so also I'm going to do a reading with this. I'm so excited because the deck came with an actual like outline, if you will, where never really do decks come with this little like, to me, it reminds me of the Pokemon trading game kind of. I actually have a Pokemon, hilariously, I have a Pokemon battle game thingy. I need to get my own Pokemon set of cards, okay? But whatever. This way of presentation, if you will, normally I don't see it, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like that where it's almost like, imagine, usually you're like pessimistic about the chaos. You're like, it's my fault, right? I totally get it. Here's the thing, it's not. It's never been. Other people have made it seem like it is your fault. In reality, it's not, okay? In reality, you had nothing to do with what is at fault. here's the catch-22 of how everyone else in whatever environment, okay, here's this environment that I'm describing in way of fault and everything. Okay, here it is. It has to do with your family history. It has to do with some kind of workplace setting. It has to do with jealousy and envy in way of other people crushing, having like love-based interests in someone that you get on with in way of like inner child, okay? Inner child, where your spiritual flame, everyone has their own spiritual flame. It's how you present in way of literally styling yourself. Like, of course I have to show you my OOTD outfit of the day. If you don't know, you need to get on this. Let me tell you, I don't care what you wear. I don't even care if you wear anything. I want to see a OOTD, baby. Okay, social media, if you feel silly with social media, you're like, I don't want people to see me. Get out. I want to see you. Okay? So bad. Age appropriately, birthday suit. Consensually, birthday suit. Okay? Those random messages, all right, of someone's genitalia kind of thing. I want to see it. Yeah. Just kidding. But like, okay, OOTD, style. This is how every day, okay? Choice. Your choice is literally something that can make things happen instantaneously, y'all. Every now is the now, all right? Instant change, instantaneously. So there's something about how before with love-based relationships, you were like, this is, if you will, my twin flame. Whoever you choose to connect with, especially in a romantic love-based connection, is someone you're trying to match with your spiritual flame. So if you are someone who's like seriously into religious, spiritual harmony, okay? First, let's get you in harmony with your own spiritual flame. So this is also how you have to work with your own spiritual flame every day, I guess, where you style yourself. Okay, and let me just say, I do get made fun of a lot for like ways to style myself, or like, to be honest, I'm not really trying to match a vibe. Okay, like I'm not trying to match, well, I'm trying to match my own vibe, if you will. Like every single day I wake up and I'm like looking through my outfits and I'm like, that's all right. You know what I mean? I feel like wearing a dress today. I feel like wearing jeans today. And it's really cool because of this. I'm going to actually do some really fast. Okay, so while I had to like shut a door or whatever, I'm back. So what I'm getting is that there's something about fashion being a really great connection for you to be able to allow yourself to match your own flame. And this is where you can match with your own twin, if you will. But it's something about you yourself will know based off of inner cohesion if they are matching with your flame or not. In the bag, this. I don't know why, but I'm here to show you my swimsuits. Ew! Not to say anything of I'm trying them on. No, they're too small. So obviously no. First off, no. But they're so cute. So this is something where it's like something about, I don't know why, I'm being told to show you this, okay? A little show and tell. This is how, if you will, to match your own vibe. When it comes to fashion, there is so many different options, especially if you're able to like get, especially free, okay? Let me tell you something. If there's an option for free clothing, I personally have done this where My second high school had like a free closet, and it was so cool because there were a lot of kids that didn't really have a lot of money, but these, like, we could just kind of get clothing, and it was kind of like we're shopping for the clothing, but it's like for free and everything. Anyway, so there's something about what you are given, all right, in every single day, and how you style it day to day is how it is that you'll be emphasizing your like emotions, and how it is that you're emphasizing in the future. All right, here it is. In the future, with the optimism, it would be more optimistic, right? With especially handling optimistic emotions. If with the pessimistic future, handling pessimistic emotions, if you will. So, these are the swimsuits. Okay, I'm actually headed to a hot springs soon, so I'm really excited. I love hot springs. Let me tell you, I soak, wrinkless skin and all, baby. Like, if I could, I would stay there forever, like a little mermaid, a little hot springs mermaid. Brushing my hair with a fork. Yes, I am, baby. Yes, I am. This is the first one. So cute. What caught my eye is, of course, the color. And then I love the red. Like, who doesn't love red? $20. $20. Lit. Second is this number. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you something. Gardening. This would be so cute gardening in. Like, I don't care in terms of how you identify. If you like it, I will see you in it, okay? Absolutely. Like, on the sides too, y'all. Let me tell you, you cinch this up. Oh, are you Baywatching me? Because I would love to watch you run away from me slowly. Yeah, is that David? Pay my love, baby. All right, and then the next one, this one, I'm like, this is so cute. I've never worn like a swimsuit that didn't have straps, but this one is like so tight. Like, I have to size up, actually. This one's so tight that even my big boobs can be like, they can be held, you know what I mean? Like, beautiful. Like a beautiful cocoon. I don't want a nip slip like Janet Jackson at like some at some halftime show. You know what I mean? No, please. I don't need no Janet Jackson nip slip. No. That is one of my fears, though. Okay. Let me tell you. I've always naturally had big boobs, which is great. Nip slip, though, an ultimate fear. All right. Now, I don't know if you're someone where you're down under or upstairs is naturally enhanced. Let me tell you something. It is a blessing. Okay. What you're given in way of your physical body, okay, it is absolutely perfect as it has always been. All right. And there's something where I'm getting, growing up, you always felt like you weren't really enough, if you will, because I don't know why, because like, it's something about how like adults growing up for you. Now I'm going to go cautious when I say this, okay? Because I am getting it's something to deal with like sexual trauma, but it's something where it was very inappropriate in ways of whatever is whatever. And it's something where it's you taking back your power, is you realizing you had nothing to do in way of what was done to you, the treatment that another person has chosen to, if you will, treat you in way of, does not set at all in the infinity and beyond of who you are, in the way of how the future will treat you. The future will treat you so much better. When it comes to love, you honoring yourself, that's the very first thing, okay? You have to honor yourself in way of setting boundaries, and you have to honor yourself in way of understanding that with patience, there is purpose for it. Like for me, The first time that I had sex, I was RAPE, okay? And it was like a wake-up call for me in terms of reading smut. And how smut really influenced me in ways where now I'm like, oh boy. So I'm choosing celibacy right now. Like, I'm a sister, but I'm not going to choose to go into any kind of like church. But I'm going to choose to be like, no, you can look, but you cannot touch. You cannot touch. No, I am not consenting to that. No, 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 no. And so it's something about how you honoring your past in a way where you're not judging yourself. You're not also linking yourself of saying that's what you decided was going to happen. Like for me, I chose I definitely was not deciding for my first time to be like RAPE, all right? Because I say that with all due respect to anyone else who has gone through it. And I know there's so many people who have been quiet about it because, yes, it is fearful in way of speaking up and talking about something where it is uncomfortable knowing that other people who you trusted, like, you know, it's a very, very, like, internal, okay? This is what I mean. Internal debate, all right? This is opinion based, okay? So something where if it happened to someone, you know, my experience, you know what I mean? My experience is actually very much so important in way of anything in terms of RAPE, what I went through, and in terms of sexual assault, in terms of how it is that I have built my boundaries up, and how it is for yourself is absolutely important, but it's of one's own self. Now, there's this understanding for all of us where it's we getting influence from outside and way is understanding how we can contradict our own selves, where in the kind of long scheme of things, it's about understanding what is true to you and what is false. In the whole false thing, okay, false twin flame, those are connections in the past where you come out and you resent love-based connections. You know what I mean? I totally get it. I literally, oh my gosh, let me tell you, I went through some teen phase. Whoo boy, where I raged. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah. Where the fear that I developed when I had sex with people, with men, it's interesting in a way where I have to be aware that I could send out, and I have sent out signals of being in fear of men from my past experiences, where also I was with my father is my abuser. And so it's something where it's an understanding that the fear is not to control me, but it is for me to be aware in the moment, right? That's the belief based I have going on, right? And that's something where what I project out in turn, what I be speaking out, if you will, is that fear. And so there's something about the forgiveness in any moment is anyone can do this, all right? Whatever kind of spiritual, religious based, if you have, or belief based, whatever belief based, you know what I mean? That supports you individually, that projects, if you will. It's this projection of spirit, if you will. Projection of life itself, and it's from within you, y'all. Like, you yourself are enough in a way of however it is that you want to be in the future. You already are that person. It's something about honoring, though, your past self, if you will. For those who also believe in past lives selves, if you will. Everyone, if you will, in terms of if you believe in reincarnation, it's this whole thing of what you do while you're alive is what it is in terms of like the essentially the eternal flame. All right. So there's something about literally right now, you are so important in life and way of how it is that you present yourself in the now, no matter what job you got. No matter if you got a job or not, your job is to honor you. That's the very first thing, okay? Heal abandonment. So it's something to do in relation to with trauma, in relation to how it stole, if you will, in way of not indefinitely, momentarily they borrowed without asking. You know what I mean? We're like, I get it. In turn, where you want to snap, crackle, pop someone's back. You know what I mean? Get a little territorial. It's all right. It's from this whole thing where territorial develops in way of conditioning and how one in your authentic voice is not supported by, if you will, your support system. Supposedly at the time, they were your support system. Enter your vortex, 1010, aligning with infinite abundance. So you yourself are your own support system, no matter what, no matter where you're at, no matter, ow, dang, I just did that to myself. No matter if you do shit to yourself or not, ow, it's all good. Pain is pleasure. I'm sorry. Oh, I totally just got myself so good. Oh, that's what I mean is also it wakes you up. Like, it's so cool how pain just wakes you up. You're like, oh my God. Okay, we got harmonize, let your light shine. I have to go to the bathroom, so I'm going to wrap this up. Twin flame facilitator, expansive growth. So if you have to go to the bathroom after this too, same. Or if you are going to the bathroom right now, I'm going to meet you there in a minute. Holy Grail code, receive the gift. Like literally, y'all, in the present moment, how you present yourself is the gift. All right. So you be waiting for like the gift be coming to you. You are the gift. Let yourself come to yourself. You know what I mean? Bait the master, if you will. You are the master, aren't you? So go ahead and bait yourself up. Appropriately, though. Okay? Okay. All right. Bottom of the deck is soulmate. Matching your soul, matching, karmic relation on top. So there's something, though, about if you felt the need to end a love-based relationship because it doesn't support you individually, honor that. It is something to look into, because when you give yourself a chance of separating so that you support yourself individually, in the future, you'll be able to have a lot more of comfortability in doing so in the future without the hesitancy. And it helps in way for you to take that mature aspect, mature actions, if you will, especially in relation to personally growing up as a kid. My parents, maybe I won't share this. It's about them, so I won't say it. But your kids, basically for me, in the experience of watching how I have learned, if you will, in terms of growing up, is watching the mistakes of the adults and learning from them so that I don't make them. You know what I mean? So that might be the same in way of if you have kids around you and you are like a parent, if you will, or a caretaker, how you handle your emotions matter, especially in way where that is a huge inspiration for them. You are their Mona Lisa. You are literally their hero, okay? And you can also be the villain, okay? And that's something where I don't know if any caretaker or parent wants to be seen in way for their kids to look at you in that way. It's very important, okay? You are a very important person in way of you are kind of like the shepherd, kind of raising the sheep, if you will. Not saying that kids are sheep. They aren't. They're beautiful, intelligent, future leaders of the world tomorrow. Thank you. Thank goodness for kids, because man, oh, elders, oh, the pride. I need to slap some with my gloves, you know what I mean? Anyway. Yeah, I spent like a lot of time with my grandparents. I'm very comfortable around elders and way of speaking up too. And being a little brat too. I kill myself. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for the support also with the subscribers. Y'all don't know how much it means to me. Well, you don't know because I guess meaning is only felt within, but like, I guess I could say breathtaking, and I have a Gemini sun. You know how hard it is to make a Gemini shut the heck up? Yeah, like I have to pee my pants. It's that hard. Like, my body's like, okay, Leah, end the video, stop talking. But I love to talk. Like, I could talk anyone's ear off. I have ADHD too. It could be related to. Ooh, I have a theory. Okay, here's my opinion. All right. My mental health disorders, if you will, I don't think it's a disorder. I think I literally am like ordering the future of society in the way of how it's a dystopia, if you will, in way of societal rules and taboos and stuff. Like, a human being knows how to be a human being. You know what I mean? I am enough with my mental health where I might be different. I'm born this way, baby. Like Lady Gaga said, you know what I mean? Saying, I love her. When she wore the meat dress, I was like ready to eat some meat. I was like, I'm gonna eat you up, babe. I love you. But honestly, super cool though about like her history with learning in terms of being a musician and artist. And I love that she is so relevant today still. I think Lady Gaga is, to me, in my opinion, only for me, but if it supports you, take it, okay? I really hope that she is relevant forever in terms of just a celebrity, because I love the way that she sees life and the way she accepts herself in being different and presenting in a way of confidence. Like, and she's so accepting of people that, yeah, society can totally ostracize based off of some literal childish ways of like mean girl kind of power structure. We're like, sorry, but power is only within anyone. It's not outside. But go ahead and try. You know what I mean? Go ahead and try. It's going to be painful for anyone. Me too. Anyway, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you in another long-awaited video, huh? There's other videos that you can check out. As I read the energy, as I gain more experience, it will look a lot more of a masterful kind of way of reading. If you do go back in my previous, I might say stuff, I might have opinions that are different in other videos. I'm someone where my opinion changes, and I choose that more than anything. Like, I always want to change my opinion and keep up to date. So if you are someone who has trouble in way of changing your opinion about yourself, it could be something to really look into, where there's a lot of opportunity for you to get that abundance and prosperity that you and your family and your lineage, your ancestry is waiting for someone in the family, which is you, to take on. All right. So I'll hold your hand. All right. Because how I guide, we hold hands. Okay. We hold hands. We link arms. However you yourself need. Okay. Where I'm side by side with you, babe, every step of the way. Like when I was doing track and I would say, someone who needs a runner, I'd be running right beside you. There's nothing better. Oh, I love it. You know what I mean? The camaraderie. So I'll be right beside you, okay? Because I know life is really hard. And when it comes to enthusiasm and optimism, it's hard to keep your spirit up. Like, I get it. And it's hard when you feel like you don't matter. I get it. so many people try to remind you, like, oh, you don't matter, this is my opinion, your opinion doesn't matter. Well, baloney, because your opinion matters. Absolutely. And it's for yourself. So that is where, okay, you're going to fill yourself with so much golden opportunities of matter. Okay? Beliefs. Your opinion. Any beliefs that are of supporting insecurity, where you see yourself as less than, I need you to forgive yourself of those. Okay? This is your challenge, if you will. And this is where it is that in the moment, presenting forgiveness of whatever you're choosing to forgive is a gift. All right? In terms of the spiritual side, however they receive whatever we present them of whatever kind of gift, the intention too is very important. Present it in a way where it's supporting yourself in the future for it to be a lot more of a better, I always say better, brighter, safer, secure connection to your individual self, your authentic self. This is where it is you in the now of every moment of now in existence, okay? And so it's like this awakening, okay? This awakening is something where I'm getting, it's really cool, where you yourself are going to wake up to yourself where you haven't before. And that's where the courage, it's kind of like you'll be like, okay, you know what? Let me just do this. And you go ahead and do something. And before you had beliefs that were insecure, so they made you kind of wait up on doing something. Now it's something about how working on beliefs and way of supporting yourself of like optimistic beliefs, high self-esteem beliefs, where before it was insecure beliefs, is something about how presenting yourself in way of like you wearing something and it makes you feel good about yourself, or like you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, I like what I'm wearing, something like that. Okay. That's something in way where it helps you raise your own vibrations. And this is super crucial in way where, like, for instance, in prison, you yourself are like literally still in prison, okay? It's like literally being treated like an animal inside a cage where no, you are an intelligent individual before, during, and after. And you in prison does not mean it's an existence of sentencing. Like, I was born into a family where I was never in prison, but they definitely imprisoned a lot of me and my loud femininity, okay? Like, being white, being very opinionated, and being loud, I'm typically ostracized in way of being a Karen and being a bitch and all this stuff, which is totally fair. I can see it. You know what I mean? I got a sharp tooth, saber tongue, if you will. Now, this is where it is, where even if you are in prison, doesn't mean that you are a bad person. Before, you had beliefs that supported you to choose behaviors that were how to handle chaos, okay? How to handle chaos that other people have given you, where they have tried to make you and your beauty seem as though it's not beauty. We're like, no matter what kind of prisoner, all right, here it is. No matter what a person does, one will always be beautiful. And no one outside should ever contradict another person in a way where you yourself are contradicting yourself. And I do like, you can totally watch back and watch me contradict myself. Oh, I fumble my ball all the time. Like, that's probably why I have big boobs, because I say they're two big balls in my freaking chest. Like, I love boobs, but I'm also like, what am I going to do with this when I'm at the gym and running? You know what I mean? I triple up in sports bras, y'all, because, like, gravity, okay? Like, heavy, okay? Really fun to look at when someone is, like, running. I know, right? Hilarious. I am sure that so many people have taken like videos, pictures of me running with big boobs and posted on Pornhub. Whatever, you know what I mean? Give me a spotlight. I want to be famous. And then once I'm famous, oh, I'll be sending out so much money. I'll be helping out so much. That's my plan. You know what I mean? Once I got fame and riches and all that, spreading it out like warm butter on warm bread, baby. Because that is what it is in way of success, is we're all given different opportunities to be successful. And there's something about how even prisoners can be successful, but it's really, oh my gosh, y'all, to keep your mindset straight. I feel for you in way of like, the unsafeness that you feel in that place is totally right. You have every reason to feel unsafe in prison, okay? And it's totally incredible that they expect you and your mindset to be like willing to follow the rules in a way where the system didn't even support you, okay? So it's not, I'm not saying that you're like a prisoner and you've gone to prison. Maybe you have, maybe you are. Either way, I still think you're a decent person. I still think you're a great person. I love you exist in the very beginning. I'm so sorry in way of however you were raised that led you up to whatever it was where you had to support yourself, okay? Like people support themselves in way where if they were raised, if they were told, if they were shown, inspired, they would choose differently. That's what I mean, is we all choose differently in way because also of our childhood conditioning and the beliefs and the structures that others, also unconsensually a lot of the time people choose to like discipline you in ways where now, like there's no switch, there's no belt, there's no anything, all right? This is like a way for an adult to handle one's own self, right? If you're I don't know why, but if you're in prison, okay, you got to handle yourself, all right? And I know you got some rage. Like, let me tell you something. I've learned it's the peace fingers that you want to punch with, okay? You don't want to do these fingers. I did the bad thing in way of punching this. You know what I mean? No. You want to do the peace fingers, okay? And you also want to, like, make sure your wrist is, like, not cockeyed. Like, I totally did it wrong, okay? Like, that's what I mean is we all do things wrong, some very severely, some not, and it's something where in the moment, no matter what, how you handle basically what you believe in way of being wrong, and it's like your own matter, okay? And anything within you is of your own matter until you forgive it. And then it's like given to the like, I don't know, world of matter, the sea of matter, if you will. And so it's something where everything you hold within you in the moment is yours to keep. And then it's also yours to forgive. What is forgive? If you think in terms of like with English, spelling it out, if you put a space between for and give, it's this whole thing of for and give. So it's like a gift, right? So like think of with the gift, if you have to and from, you would put to, and that would be the for, and it would be, you know, the spiritual side. Like for me, also my ancestors are such a support team. Like when I was going through it with my family where, I might have called a few elders, a few names that I do kind of like absolutely not regret. I'd be young and dumb too, you know what I mean? Young and beautiful like Lana Del Rey, but young and dumb. Whatever, it's all good. Okay, here's the thing too. Connect in terms of people who, if you will, are your like enemies, right? And you gotta, everyone's in it together. Like in prison, I know people have like groups, you know what I mean? You know, and you have like your friends and you got enemies and everything. Here's the thing though, y'all are all in it together. And if there is one person that acts with hate with another person, and this is why it's so important individually for all of us to be aware of this, right? So if you yourself want to pick up on this, do it. Don't expect anyone else to. But when you show other people how it feels good to forgive your anger, if you will, it's going to be so nice how it is to forgive your chaos. Whatever it is that in the moment, like, Honestly, though, people do be thinking it is pretty hot and like very beautiful to look at with how it is that you handle chaos. Where, you know, riots and everything. Oh my gosh, that is, where do you hide? You know what I mean? Like, where do you hide in those circumstances? And there's something about, you don't need to hide if you're able to allow yourself to forgive even the very beginning of being aware that there is that chaotic disturbance within you, okay? Where you yourself can be a literal magnet of safety for everyone else that doesn't feel safe, to literally come to you and attract from the basis where you are having success, if you will, in way of other people seeing it. Because also, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You see beauty outside of you, you feel beauty within you, right? And so what's beautiful is this beautiful thing of handling yourself in a box where everyone else outside is chaotic in way of handling their own matter. You yourself within are like finding some really great way of handling it. Now, when I was talking about prisoner and everything, this is also related to not just, because also it's like a job. Like that's your job, if you will, which sucks. I'm very sorry that's your job. I hope you get a new job. Like, I hope you have the job of a president and not prisoner, okay? So that's where we got to get your mindset to, is you are the president. You are the president of your life, of your country, okay? And there might not be any of the population besides you. Populace of one. That's mine. Because, you know what I mean? You are your own nation. You are your own domain. You are your own seed. I like to think that I believe that God is through me coming out. You know what I mean? So how you choose to be is how you choose to be with God. You know what I mean? And of course, if you don't choose to be with God, please don't pick that up. You know what I mean? Not influencing anyone to change how it is that they structure their own influence, okay? I'm here to like help you in way of connecting with spirit, the spiritual side, so that you're influencing in way where it's from this energy that you want, where it's like a higher vibrational energy, and it's forgiving, if you will, the lower vibrational energy. Man, I totally thought I was gonna end the video, but like, I might. I don't know. I keep going off. This is what I mean. And I don't have to go to the bathroom anymore, but I probably will once my awareness comes back. Confidence and fulfillment, and these two, they're at odds. So something about, you have to be like satisfied, if you will, in terms of day by day, however you have handled in the past. It's like this acceptance every single day, okay? Where when you decide to be satisfied, it's not just that one time. Every single day, you got to find some point, I'm getting, to be satisfied in you as the actual gift. Your presence is a present where you present it, to the world. And whatever it is, that's your support team, I always say, in terms of the spiritual, will help influence you with your beliefs, and way of also reminding you might be contradicting yourself, where we also have that discernment. So beautiful, great thing, if you will, to practice. It's like a muscle. It's like you're going to the gym, the spiritual gym now, baby. And this discernment is really great for you to decide what in the long run is really, I don't know, more than anything aligned with you. 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel. If you do need support, if you will, Archangel Gabriel is a great supporter. Now, this is something where it's not you needing to get indoctrinated into, for instance, whatever kind of religion, whatever kind of spiritual base that would like be supporting Archangel Gabriel. It's something about in the moment, you would be able to feel that support from the other side. And this is about you connecting, also reconnecting, maybe possibly with religious organizations, religious, I don't know, matter differently, spiritual practices differently, religious practices as well. I don't know why I always think with religion it's like organization and spirituality isn't, but whatever. For me, I mean, take it as you will, okay? This is what I mean though. Financial constraints, it's something about how, like, I myself personally grew up going to Sunday school. I honestly don't know the technical term, but Christianity. I mean, to sum it up in a very, very simple way, Christianity. And I found as a woman, there was a lot of social taboos that you needed to get married and have kids, and the husband would be the supporter. And I found that it's really cool knowing that women can support themselves individually. That's what I mean. Where it's not like you yourself are a woman, but it's you yourself individually can support yourself. And it's something where even in the now, if you don't have that system yet, you yourself creating it beforehand, which would be the now, in the future would be set up. You got to set it up though. So there's something in way right now, looking at yourself with high self-esteem is very, very crucial for you to be able to get through breaking free from the constraints where you, in terms of your ancestry, your lineage, who you're born into, the family biologically, it's realizing that whatever happened in terms of the influence and treatment you received from others before you has nothing to do with you as a member in the family. It's how you handle yourself in the matter at hand and way of influencing you, helping you see that you never needed anyone else in your family to be able to support you yourself when you yourself are the best supporter that you can be. The yin and yang is the influence of feminine and masculine energies where you yourself can harmonize your own shadow and light of looking at reality in the now, where your perspective not only matters, but it's crucial for, if you will, these social taboos, these ways where us really, like society members, us in society, if you will, no matter what role, individually, we're all sheep. And we're all shepherds, and we're all leading each other however it is. But there's something about inside of us. It's like the sheep and shepherd sort of thing where you are leading yourself, but you're also inspiring yourself with whatever it is that you tell yourself, whatever it is that you believe in way of. And in terms of the contract too, I'm getting it's you choosing to sign. You can also choose to forgive yourself of the contract in way of honoring that it is conflicting with your internal harmony. So this is something where it's great because if you do stand up and you've spoken in way of the ill treatment, in way of the system and other leaders and all that, yada yada, not yada yada, if you will. It makes me think of clam chowder, is it? Oh my gosh, it's this TV show, Chowder. It was Chowder. But there's a character, the cook goes yada yada, yada yada, and I think that's all it says, but it's so funny. Anyway, so there's something about how if it is you're in any kind of contract, any kind of connection in the now of reality, and you want it to be different, it's something about realizing that you have within you a way to change whatever kind of contract, where you change in terms of literally you're part of the contract. So there's something in turn where it's like, I'm thinking connection too, where a contract is nothing more than like two sides, if you will, coming together in harmony, if you will, where in the future there's something of the contract that is supposed to be supporting the harmony. Here's the thing though, in the past with contracts that you were part of, it's something about even like the family you're born into in of itself is a contract where they themselves are supposed to be supporting you. If they haven't, that's on them. Individually, that's the catch-22. That's why it's really nice for yourself to see yourself as the gift. Because whoever it is on the other side, in terms of the spiritual, your ancestors are living through you. The spiritual side is living through you, y'all. What you choose to do day by day, however courageous it is, they are like living through that. And they are so bored. They're so bored. We need all of us to create. If you are an artist, if you are a creator, if you can tap in, if you will, and show the world how like love is to you, where like art is, oh my gosh, it's something where it brings other people to understand love and become aware of love and the gift of life and loving life. That's so beautiful. It's so like making people stop and like realize that there's so much intricacy with life where it's not so simple. And that is beautiful. I love it. All right, last card and then I'm going. The Temple Path. Actually, I need to show you a book and then I'm going. The Temple Path, this is the path where it's how to get yourself to feel your inner child come out, how it is to get yourself to feel okay being seen as silly when in reality you're supporting your inner child. If it's snowing on the ground and you want to go, create some snow angels, you go do that. However, people say in terms of their opinion about you, it's something important. Okay, here it is. Whatever opinion is that's not like from you and it's about you, forgive it. Please do not, if you will, please don't think that that is who you are in way of the rest of the world seeing you. That's just how one individual personally sees their own self-reflection from something physical reminding them, all right, of some personal past stuff that they be needing to work on, aka inner child work. So if you are working in terms of your shadow, your inner child, this is something that in the future really give a lot of open mind, if you will, with career opportunity, gaining a lot of finances, because the world, people individually are really needing support in way of understanding their inner child, where we, like in society, are evolving individually, but it's interesting in way of how to handle your individual emotions. So it's something though, take it for a grain of salt. If you have the thought, that's more than anything what I mean is if you believe like this would be a good opportunity for me, I could support the world in this way, really look into it. The world totally could use you in the way of your own experiences, truly. Okay, I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in another video. Adios. Thank you. Gracias. Hasta pronto. Probably not hasta la mañana, pero hasta pronto. See me in some shorts videos. Oh my gosh, one day if I can get fluent or at least conversational in Spanish, it would be so cool to try to do a video just in Spanish. That'd be so cool. Yo, if you speak more than one language, I bow down to you. I learned from you, my master, my senpai. I'm nothing more than a young grasshopper waiting to understand the influences of the intricacy of how it is that you literally, your brain, your switch, oh wow, just the effortless, like, absolutely. You, myself, you, my friend, are like an inspiration. You're my Mona Lisa, baby. Oh, you make me moan, baby. And my name's Leah, not Lisa, but it's all good. Mona Leah. Sorry, no, I won't. Anyway, I'll see you later. Bye, y'all.